Welcome to the Habit-Bad Habitat. Erratic here, inviting all the demons and vampires, superheroes and hydras to gather and bask in the sun. The Midnight Sun. Marvel's Midnight Suns. To start off, I've got to qualify this by saying, yeah, I'm deriding this game hard, but it's because I think it's that good and that underrated. For Axis games, I've always said Fire Axis because, Fire Axis. But
and I'm a designer at Firaxis Games.
There it is. Notable for the hardcore turn-based strategy series XCOM has knocked this fully voiced, fully cinematic, tactical, turn-based, card-based, superhero, strategy, RPG right out of the park. I mean, they spiked the grand slam on this touchdown and scored the field goal. Now, before we journey into the Polar Day, let us walk briefly through the shadows of the source material, which is, of course, the comic books. The Midnight Suns, who came about in the early 90s, are a team essentially built to combat the more horror and mystical themed scoundrels, sinners, and villains of the Marvel Universe, which has always been a favorite of mine. I'm a real hooer for horror.
You're a whore, Peter.
The roster in the books has pretty much always been a revolving door, and this game does a good job in representing that, pulling from a wide range of heroes across all the shines and darkness of the Marvel spectrum. The story, well, it's one hell of an adventure.
We have such sights to show you.
A quick synopsis, avoiding the spoilerations. On this side, we've got good, and on that side, well, on that side, we've got evil. In this deeper, darker delve into the more haunted side of Marvel, your created character is leading the charge in a war against their mother, Lilith, the mother of demons.
There, my sweet child. Mother won't hurt you.
The whole art direction works wonders with bright and flashy, comic-accurate costumes, not to mention the bevy of suits and color palettes to unlock. I typically don't fool around all that much with cosmetics in games, but in this one, I went hard messing with all the different designs. Like finally putting Deadpool on the X-Men. To accompany the look is some fantastic voice acting. They really nailed the feel of each and every character. Heroes and villains alike, bringing some extra life to the playthrough. Nolan North is the business and business as usual as Deadpool.
Little old moi. I know. You haven't seen me in a video game in years. Just keep it in your pants until you hear the safe word.
As well as a shot to Michael J. White laying it down as Blade.
Oh, I still hate vampires.
Having lived through all the TV shows, animes, animated series, and movies, I can say for sure the actors got it and locked it. The sound effects are also super impactful, with every action accompanied by a punch of sheer sonic aggression, making you feel all the punches, kicks, slashes, blasts, and spells.
Not bad. Not great, but not bad.
The gameplay, that sick, twisted, addictive gameplay. This was my first foray into card-based combat, and I've got to say, yup. Deck building is amazing. Missions are typically a 3-man affair, offering a ton of flexibility between different hero cards. You'll later gain the ability to upgrade and augment cards by way of different currencies you've earned through missions and quests, offering yet another layer to your build and some awesome synergies between heroes. Whereas you can microtransact, there's absolutely no need to, but to each their own. It is an option. I'm more of a spam missions kind of guy, especially since the gameplay loop had me thoroughly intrigued. Speaking of the loop, which is akin to games like Persona and more recently Metaphor, with the day and night cycle of progress, but this here is far less rigid with no calendars or hard stops. Start the day when you wake up, collect the previous night's rewards, mainly new hero cards to keep advancing the decks, accepting and doing quests, exploring the rather large grounds of the Abbey, your home base, buffing up your cards and training, petting your devil dog Charlie, asking the eternal life question.
Who is a good girl? It is my Charlie girl.
Popping chests and looking for that damn cat. It's very open-ended in that regard. You can do as much as you want until you're ready to go on a mission. In the evening time, post-mission, you're free to again do quests or hang out with members of the Suns, or just wander the grounds collecting collectibles and craftables until you choose to crash. The Abbey and the grounds all fill out greatly, and it really is a nice chunk of content, starting super basic and then building up to a veritable playground of things to explore and activities to further strengthen the team. There is a witch's cauldron for crafting. I mean, of course there is. Using the items you find around the grounds, you know, the typicals, mushrooms, witch hazels, and whatnots, you can make a bunch of different things. This little vending machine allows for the creation of one-time use combat cards, which can very easily turn the tides of battle in your favor. You got Morbius over here morbidly running blood tests and giving you different buffs.
The science is a bit hard to follow. Best if I don't explain it.
That's right, folks. It's
Morbin time!
Vlad TV's own Blade.
One of my favorite people is back on Vlad TV, Michael Jai White.
Good to be back, brother.
Spawn's own. Runs the daily training where you can spar with your team in exchange for buffs, and also where the hero cards are upgraded and augmented.
Time to take it to the next level.
Captain Marvel mans the shield hub.
Got some ops ready for you.
Here you can purchase items and also send teammates out on hero ops for individual rewards. And like any good home base, these are all elements that build up in time and make quests and advancement that much more rewarding. As you progress, you'll gain the ability to keep raising the difficulty until you hit that ultimate 3, which I recommend to do ASAP as possible. After all, the real beauty is devising that strategy and figuring your plan for victory.
Well, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
And once again, in a kindredness to those Atlas titles, there is a big push to socialize with your fellow heroes and build relationships. This gives some cool buffs and boons to the team. Initially, I was a bit worried when reading up on the game that I'd be turned off by this, but it's actually pretty well done and goes nicely into fleshing out the characters. It's really just a simple hangout, wherein which you try to respond in a manner you think that particular hero will agree, and then at the end you offer them a gift you think they'll love, such as giving Spider-Man the Amazing Fantasy number 15 comic book.
Crap, I don't have anything for you.
The playable roster, which in a lot of ways is the cold heart and dark soul of an RPG, is a solid blend of heroes, some of whom have transcended the books and become almost pop culture icons, and others who are likely lesser known but still shine. Each hero has their own deck of cards built around their powers that mostly throws them into the traditional roles of an RPG party, i.e. Captain America's basically a tank, shield and all. There are some awesome Easter eggs and cameos from around the Marvel Universe, but I wanted more. Again,
You're a whore, Peter.
Yep. As a lifelong Marvel fanboy though, this game puts more checks in boxes than General Mills. In all seriousness though, I feel like I've been waiting for this game my whole life. At least since Final Fantasy X, when I got it locked in my head that a turn-based, fully cinematic, voice-acted Marvel RPG would just be the bee's knees and sliced bread. Unfortunately, these sales do not reflect how great this game is, and it seems pretty fair to blame that Avengers live service debacle for putting black eyes and blemishes on Marvel's good name, seeing as Guardians of the Galaxy is another amazing experience that was not as big of a draw as it should have been. That game is super cool. Much like its MCU counterparts, there is a post-credit scene lining up a sequel that will be fan-tastic. So, to Firaxis Games?
I wonder if there'll be a sequel.
Right on, thanks all. Hit some keystrokes, folks, and let me know if you've played Midnight Suns and if your thoughts are thinking about checking it out.
Excelsior.